Buckingham #Buckingham Palace had never truly known peace, but that night, something felt different, heavy, ominous. The silence that blanketed the royal corridors was not one of calm, but of dread, like a storm waiting to break. At precisely 3:14 a.m., a palace security alarm was triggered. Within minutes, guards rushed to the king's private study, only to find King Charles III lifeless in his chair, face pale, lips blue, and a glass of wine untouched on the desk beside him. There were no signs of struggle. No broken glass. Just silence, and a #dead monarch. The official statement from Buckingham was swift. The king had died of a sudden stroke. But almost immediately, whispers of suspicion spread. How had the palace's internal CCTV systems all mysteriously blacked out during the exact hour of his death? Why did the toxicology report reveal traces of an unidentified compound in the king's bloodstream? And perhaps most notably, why was Queen Camilla the last person to see him alive? Behind gilded doors, a quiet investigation began, led not by the palace, but by the king's own sons. Prince William and Prince Harry, long estranged, returned to the palace in grim silence, temporarily setting aside their differences to confront something darker than either had imagined. As the inquiry unfolded, more unsettling details came to light. A #royal aide, sworn to secrecy, revealed that Camilla had personally ordered the destruction of several of the king's private documents, just hours after his death. Even more suspicious, she had insisted on being the sole decision-maker in the days that followed, attempting to consolidate control over royal assets and political leverage. But the true turning point came when a confidential dossier, compiled by King Charles himself, was discovered in a low-key drawer. Inside were months of notes, encrypted emails, and financial records, evidence that the king had been investigating Camilla's secret connections to a shadowy Middle Eastern conglomerate, one rumored to be funding influence campaigns ACR #OSS Europe. Buried deep in the file was a transcript of a heated confrontation between Charles and Camilla, recorded in the very room where he would later be found dead. In the audio, Charles's voice trembles with fury as he accuses her of betrayal, of scheming behind his back to a stable #ish power for herself, even if it meant abandoning the crown's integrity. His fina #L words to her, as heard on tape, were chilling. If you betray me, Camilla, you'll lose more than the throne. In the wake of this revelation, public confidence in the Mona #RCHY crumbled. Leaked excerpts from the king's private file began circulating in the media. Questions erupted not just in Britain, but around the globe. Had Queen Camilla played a role in the #king's death? Was this a quiet coup in the making? Under mounting pressure, Camilla was forced to step back from all royal duties, citing health concerns. A formal inquest into the king's death was reopened, this time with the full involvement of Scotland Yard. For the public, the story became a twist saga of power, secrecy, and betrayal at the highest level. The palace, once seen as the pillar of tradition and unity now stood under a shadow of suspicion. Every move by the royal family was watched. Every word dissected, and still, one question haunted every whisper in every hallway of Buckingham. Did King Charles die of natural causes? Or was he silenced before he could expose a royal consp #iracy? One thing was certain, Camilla's darkest secret, once hidden behind the palace's stone walls,